Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, giant monsters, all-out attack. Yes, that is the actual title, and it is very long. This was exactly what Toho needed. To make a long story short, the Millennium series was not really winning over that many people, despite the big push by the Japanese faithful for Godzilla to return in some fassion. That didn't really manifest in ticket sales. And so Toho went back to the drawing board and they hired on a director that they had already had on their payroll but had had success with the company beforehand. That director being, and I'm going to say his name off the page so that I don't get it wrong, Shisuke Kaneko. He and his collaborators had success in the mid to late 90s resurrecting similar kaiju for Toho, Gamera. And so he was hired on is a way to inject some life into Godzilla. And it was a bit of a double-edged sword because Toho needed a miracle and this director really wanted to make a Godzilla film. So it was a win-win. This movie takes a bit of a different approach in that it strips away any semblance of, I guess, realism and focuses on Godzilla being a creature of vengeance, if you will. There's a heavy theme throughout the movie of the Japanese people basically forgetting why Godzilla was even a thing in the first place, the aftermath of nuclear destruction. The movie does a good job of showing that the people have either begun to forgotten or have plain forgotten the scars of the past, and Godzilla exists as a manifestation of all of the wrong that has befallen Japan over the years. Godzilla is borderline in the Millennium series, whether he's good or evil, but in this one, he is pure evil. And it goes down to the design as well. I love the design of the Godzilla in this movie, especially the bright white eyes. They're just so cruel and unfeeling. And a bit of a twist of fate, Godzilla is the villain and King Ghidorah is the good guy. For the first time that I can remember watching these movies, it's usually the other way around. And really, what this movie's strength is in the battles. There are some very good character moments here as well, specifically this one female reporter who believes in tall tales, who is thoroughly convinced that the kaiju exist and tries to convince people that they are real, despite people saying, you're just a dreamer. Godzilla dishes out some pain in this movie, and King Ghidorah and especially Mothra more than take it. There's this one shot where Godzilla hits Mothra with his heat breath, and I just sat there like, yeah, Mothra's not walking that off or flying that off. I can safely say that after two kind of mid Godzilla movies in the Millennium series, this was the shot of adrenaline that I was looking for. I'm going to give this a great rating. This movie literally was like, it took me from why did they make this other than to wash away the sins of Zilla 98 to, oh, that's the reason why. This was a much needed return to form. I think this movie would definitely fall outside of my top five, but this is the best of the Millennium series so far by a lot. But I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of this? I'm not going to say the title again. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say. And stay tuned for Wednesday, where we will dive in and see if Toho continues the momentum with Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.